In this video, we're going to take the tile that we created last time. We're going to go back and make some modifications to it just to see what's possible. Well, everything is, as far as colors and fonts and all that, is under this customize table option. If you enable that, you'll see the various groups laid out across the top here. In this case, let's clean up this just a little bit. I'm going to change the number of decimal places to 0 there. We already have it sorted by temperature, so I'm going to limit the number of devices here to 5, like that. I'm also going to reduce the number of words in here. I'm going to strip off the second part. Each of these doesn't really add anything to the description, so I can truncate that at the first space like that. I'm going to have this, change this to preview so it's more in line with what we might expect to see. Maybe we'll fit into 1 by 1 even, something like that. Yeah, that might work. So we have options, kind of general options on this one. We can change the font. I kind of rather partial to this one myself. There's a lot of other stuff that you can play with. I'm not going to go through every single item here. We can enable a title if we choose to. By clicking on here, you can see it's kind of the preview for it. I kind of like it off at the moment. I'm going to change the headers though. We've got the device. I'm going to change that to location. And state, I'm going to just say temp. Whoops. So obviously have control over what those look like, colors, all that type of stuff. Again, I'm not going to change those. You can experiment with those as you see fit. Coming over to the borders, I can change. I will change the borders here. I'll change the border color to something a little different. It's not going to look horrible. Let's just make it. Let's make it one of these yellows here like that. It does look a little horrible. Let's make it something a little darker there. Hopefully that's a little better. There we go. And I can change that. Let's make that. Now let's make it dotted. It's a bit more obvious, that one. I can also change the padding here. When the table has a border, then the border padding is kind of what controls the spacing. That's looking a little better. Over on rows, again, I can control the size of the let's just shrink that just a little bit. No, I don't like that. Let's make it a little bit bigger. 90%, not bad. I can change all kinds of things. I can change the background color like this. To make the opacity something other than 0 though, like so. I don't really like that, so I'm going to put it back to 0. And thus we're seeing the background color of the table here. I can append the units to the data if I want, like this, by enabling some units, like that. I'm going to add this one. Now there'll be I'll have a space there. That's looking a little better. If I want, I can have a footer. And there are macros here. You can read all about these, but I'm going to say percent day, percent time. Now you can't see that right now because in this preview we've actually exceeded the height of it. So let me go back to the borders, and I'm going to reduce the padding to see if that's sufficient. Barely kind of creeps in the bottom there, but we'll try that and see how that looks. So we'll call that good. I'm going to just publish that. And now if we go over to our dashboard again and go to our demo, and you can see it has the new font, it has the degrees Fahrenheit. We can actually see this here. Let's see if we shrink this to 1 by 1. We can actually see it in there. It's a little cramped. we should actually turn off this tile builder storage device part, which we can do through the CSS here. But that gives you some idea of how easy it is to change. So I'm going to go back to just make a couple more changes again to just demonstrate some of the other features. That was in tile 2 here. So let's go a little further afield here. So let's just change the background color. Table background color, we'll make that blue. Okay. And on the headers, we're going to merge those here. And we'll just say temperatures. 5 highest temps. Okay. To change the background color now that we're on a blue kick here. Now let's change that to blue. Let's make it darker blue like that. And we'll change the text color to a white. We can actually if we go over to the footer, I'm going to change that color here over to a bright yellow, make it a little more visible there. I'm going to have to increase that a little bit. Let's make it 75%. Okay, it's not looking any better, but it looks different, and that was the whole point. So again, I can just go here and say publish and subscribe. I go back to the dashboard. I don't really like how it looks with the tile builder storage device listed down here, or the kind of the grayish background. I'm going to go in to CSS, and I'm going to paste these fairly standard strings that a lot of people are already familiar with. This is really nothing to do with tile builder. These are just standard strings to hide these attributes of the actual tile itself. So I save that. That looks a little better. And now I'm going to try and shrink that back to a height of 1 by 1. And then we still get a little cutoff here, so I would rearrange this a little bit to make it fit. So I will do that shortly. Okay, I'm just going to tweak this a little bit here to get it to fit into one tile. I'm going to just shrink the text size on the headers a little bit. And I will do the same on the rows. Shrink them down to maybe 85%. And that kind of brings things up. I go to the footer. And I'm going to change the color of that because it does not display very well. We'll make that white. And I think that's probably pretty good there. Let's try that again. So we'll publish and subscribe. And let's go back over to dashboards and we'll go to demo. And there we go. That looks much better.